क्या एक इंसान की पर्सनालिटी 25 मिनट में जज करी जा सकती है?
150 साल का एक्सपीरियंस इज गुड एनफ फॉर टेस्टिंग आउट पर्सनैलिटी ऑफ ए पर्सन इन 30 मिनट्स.
Have you been able to keep the scoundrels out and can you spot them?
The answer is yes and no. The first and the foremost thing which is checked is integrity. The moment two things are confirmed, the moment we see that, we throw you out.
UPSC is unpredictable and
Yeah.
that it is subjective. It's very much true. What is your opinion about the coaching industry?
Coaching institutions are being run mostly by those people. I know of teachers in Delhi who get more than kind of money as a teacher.
इंडिया के एजुकेशन सिस्टम की सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम्स क्या हैं?
This is the weakness of the entire society. आपकी सोसाइटी ही नहीं वैल्यू करती.
वेलकम टू अनदर एपिसोड ऑफ द सिलेबस ऑफ लाइफ. यूपीएससी एग्ज़ाम बहुत बड़ा एनिग्मा है. यूपीएससी इंटरव्यू उससे भी बड़ा एनिग्मा है. इंटरव्यू रूम में क्या होता है, क्या नहीं होता है, किसको कितने मार्क्स मिलते हैं, यूपीएससी के पैनल मेंबर्स, यूपीएससी का बोर्ड मेंबर या चेयरपर्सन कैसे सोचता है, हाउ डू दे जज यू, व्हाट आर दे लुकिंग फॉर रियली, व्हाट इज़ गोइंग ऑन, कितना एफिशिएंट है, कितना ऑप्टिमाइज नहीं है, कितना सिस्टम ऑब्जेक्टिव है, किस हद तक वो एक कैंडिडेट को जांच पाते हैं उस लेवल पे जिस तरह जांचने की ज़रूरत है, क्या लिमिट्स हैं उनके जांचने के, एक्चुअली में क्या है. आपको पता चलेगा कि ऑन द अदर साइड ऑफ इट आर बेसिकली जस्ट ह्यूमंस एंड दे आर प्रोन टू मेकिंग मिस्टेक्स, बट दे आर नॉट नॉर्मल ह्यूमंस. दे आर ह्यूमंस हु हैव बीन देयर फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम और वो आपको आर्या पार भांपने की, जांचने की कैपेबिलिटी रखते हैं. आई हैव वन सच person with me and he's a very special person. Professor Nangia, he has been a UPSC interview panelist across the board, CAPF, industry, IIMs, teachers, education, NEP. He has had an impact. He's enigmatic. He's very full of life. He's extremely astute observer of human psychology, of human behavior. Somebody जिससे हम बहुत कुछ सीख सकते हैं. I will talk to him. I will ask him hard questions. I want to know India का education system कितने बुरे हाल में है. मेरे हिसाब से तो बहुत ज़्यादा बुरे हाल में है. पूरा रिवैम्प चाहिए, बट वील फिगर इट आउट. एंड दिस कॉन्वर्सेशन इज वन ऑफ दोज प्रिविलेज कॉन्वर्सेशंस दैट आई एम वेरी लकी दैट आई हैव हैड. सो वॉच टिल द एंड. Comment and let me know in the section which part of this podcast has stood out for you more. Also, let me know suggestions about the types of episodes and the type of guests you want me to get. Thank you. Enjoy. Never forget enjoying learning, and all the best. Professor Nangia sir, what a pleasure it is to be speaking to you. It has already been a pleasure. जितनी भी मैंने आपसे बात करी off camera, I can't wait to unravel what will happen next. But first of all, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for inviting me and thank you for giving me opportunity to share my experience with you.
It is an honor and I want to start with your experiences. आपके एक्सपीरियंसेस सर यूपीएससी से मैं स्टार्ट करना चाहता हूँ. देन आई वांट टू गो ऑल द वे बैक, मुझे पता है कि इट इज़ फार बियॉन्ड जस्ट यूपीएससी जो आप लाइफ में एक्सपीरियंस कर चुके हैं. सर यूपीएससी के आप इंटरव्यू बोर्ड मेंबर थे, आपने बहुत सारे लोगों के इंटरव्यूज़ लिए हैं. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन सर, क्या एक इंसान की पर्सनैलिटी अगले 25-30 साल के लिए वो क्या करेगा सिविल सर्विसेज में 25 मिनट में जज करी जा सकती है?
देखिए, आपकी बात के दो पहलू हैं. एक तो एग्जामिनेशन सिस्टम including interviews and personality test. That is one part. Is it appropriate and correct or not? That's one part of the question, which I am not commenting right away. But I am commenting on the second part, which is your direct question, कि किसी की personality क्या 30 मिनट में जज की जा सकती है कि नहीं. So one thing is very clear. A, it is called personality test. It is not an interview. Interview is interview. Both are viewing each other. That is interview.
Right.
So this is not interview. This is a personality test. What is being tested is the personality. Interview is the medium or the methodology of testing the personality. So that is what it is. Now, there are 5 persons who are sitting in one board. Sometimes people call it panel, but the right term is the board. So at a given point of time, there are 4 to 6 boards which are onto this job. Quite often from anywhere from 5 to 8 weeks or sometimes even 10 weeks, depending upon if the number of boards is less and the number of candidates is more. Each board has 5 persons. So the board is headed by a UPSC member who is called president of the board. Sometimes people call him chairman also, but the right term is the president of the board. And there are 4 more members. Now these 4 members, they are normally in the age group of 55 to 65.
Okay.
So let's take an average of say 60 years. So a person at the age of 60 years will have an experience of roughly about how many? 35 years? Not less than 35?
ये
Let's
around
take- let's take-
25 से 30 की एंट्री ले लेते हैं सर.
ओके. सो 25 to 30 को आप 5 से मल्टीप्लाई करिए तो 125 से 150 साल का एक्सपीरियंस कलेक्टिवली इज गुड एनफ फॉर testing out personality of a person in 30 minutes. 30 minutes is not too small a time. And 150 years of collective experience is not too small an experience.
गवर्नमेंट एग्जाम्स की तैयारी बहुत स्ट्रेसफुल और बहुत लोनली होती है. मेरे लाइफ के दो पैशंस हैं. आई लव टू प्ले गेम्स, वीडियो गेम्स एंड इवन बोर्ड गेम्स, एंड आई लव टू लर्न, लव टू रीड. तो इन दोनों पैशंस को कंबाइन करके आई वांटेड टू मेक समथिंग जो कि गेमिफिकेशन के बेनिफिट्स लर्निंग को ट्रांसलेट करे. टू सॉल्व दैट प्रॉब्लम आई हैव क्रिएटेड समथिंग व्हिच इज अ पैशन प्रोजेक्ट ऑफ माइंड. आई हैव क्रिएटेड द यूपीएससी गेम. ये एक एक्चुअल फुल ब्लोन बोर्ड गेम है. इसमें इंडिया के मैप पे कुछ जर्नीज हैं जिसमें आपको एक एक स्टेप पे क्वेश्चंस का आंसर करके आगे बढ़ना होगा. जो प्लेयर लबासना मसूरी पहले पहुंच जाएगा वो जीत जाएगा. इस गेम को खेलने के दौरान मजा भी आएगा, आप बहुत चीजें सीखोगे भी और बहुत चीजें आप याद कर लोगे इन द प्रोसेस. इस गेम की पूरी डिटेल्स आई विल शेयर विद यू अगर आप इंटरेस्टेड हो, और इफ यू फाइंड दिस इज इन्वोकिंग योर क्यूरियोसिटी आई विल सेंड यू ऑल द डिटेल्स रिलेवेंट टू द गेम एंड देन यू कैन चेक इट आउट. आई होप यू हैव फन विद इट. थैंक यू.
And in any case, what else could have been done? Maybe like in SSB, Service Selection Board, there's a psychologist, or you may have certain other interventions which from time to time have been discussed and talked, but those kind of reforms are yet to take place. So I would not say that it is not possible to judge the personality of a person in 30 minutes or whatever time is given. But better things could have been or should have been done.
जी.
It is possible. Yeah.
जी सर. सर पर्सनालिटी की अगर हम बात करते हैं, हाउ डू यू ब्रेक इट डाउन, बिकॉज पर्सनालिटी इज अ साइकोमेट्रिक कॉन्स्ट्रक्ट और पर्सनालिटी में बहुत सारी चीज़ें होती हैं. बट लेट मी एक्चुअली इवन रिफाइन इट फर्दर. I have read this as a comment from, I believe, one of the first UPSC chairpersons of the country. He said to keep the scoundrels out. That was those were the words he used. Sir, have you been able to keep the scoundrels out, and can you spot them?
So please remember the first and the foremost thing, not only in UPSC, in fact in all interviews. I would say last 45 years I have been sitting in interviews of all kinds. When I say all kinds, it includes faculty selection interviews in say IITs, IIMs, other universities. It includes senior government appointments. It includes corporate interviews, senior positions. I think the process of checking an interview vis-a-vis candidate is more or less similar.
Okay.
Now there is a difference in in the structuring and approach in UPSC, which is distinct, which is not like corporate because it is not interview, it's personality test. So what do we check in all these? The first and the foremost thing which is checked is integrity.
Okay.
Now it is easier said than done.
True.
Now, integrity is a very big word.
Yes.
Okay. In simple terms, honesty. How do you check the honesty or integrity of the candidate? Now let me share with you. As recently as last 2 days, I was sitting in interviews of IIM Shillong. And when you ask somebody a question who's applying for professor's position, whether they know the answer or they don't know the answer, they'll keep on speaking and speaking and speaking. Now that is integrity. Now if you don't know, it is only in UPSC, the candidate is taught in the mocks to say, sir, I don't know.
Correct.
Now, this is not true in any other interviews anywhere, that I don't know. So, you get to know if the candidate does not know or candidate is not able to recall, candidate is not able to recollect, or candidate knows the answer partly.
Yes.
How does candidate conduct himself or herself? Now, that is integrity.
Okay.
Okay?
Sir, if I may argue,
जी जी.
integrity is very subjective. Integrity is also context dependent. It depends. Constraints क्या हैं, pulls क्या हैं, pressures क्या हैं, और उसके बाद कुछ सम टोटल करके कॉस्ट बेनिफिट एनालिसिस करके बिहेवियर निकलता है जो कि मॉरल हो सकता है, इमॉरल हो सकता है, जो कि एक हाइंडसाइड बायस की सिर्फ जजमेंट होती है. जो होता है वो होता है. दूसरा सर, एक तो वी कैन नॉट टेस्ट कॉन्टेक्स्ट इन एनी इंटरव्यू. दैट्स वन आर्ग्यूमेंट दैट आई हैव.
I don't agree to that.
ओके.
Now, this is what is being tested. Now, if I ask you something, and if you cannot contextually connect it and answer it, that means you are lacking that quality, which is not, of course, integrity, but you don't understand it. So what is being tested, which most of the candidates don't reply. And even in mock interviews, what candidates are being taught about or told about is question, answer, content, content, content. That's wrong. It is perspective. It is dimension. It is context. If the candidate is not able to connect with that, the candidate does not have the right personality.
सर कॉन्टेक्स्ट मतलब सिचुएशन का कॉन्टेक्स्ट
सिचुएशन का हो सकता है, किसी भी तरीके से हो सकता
हम सर किसी इंटरव्यू में या किसी भी पेपर में ग्रीड का और एक्चुअल पुल्स और प्रेशर का कॉन्टेक्स्ट कैसे क्रिएट कर सकते हैं या सिमुलेट कर सकते हैं?
I don't know. You see, इस तरह के questions I may agree with what you are saying कि it may not be always possible or may not be always, very predictable. But again, I think अगर interviewer थोड़ा सा mature है, which is not true always. Let me share that also. क्यों interviewer क्यों नहीं mature है? Let me also share.
जी
You see, except the chairman or the president of the board, the other 4 members who are there, they come on a weekly basis. Now, most of the people who come there would have gone there for once or twice. Now, what is their level of maturity in asking question is a very pertinent thing to discuss.
True.
तो उनकी खुद की मैच्योरिटी नहीं है अगर क्वेश्चन पूछने की, तो आपको जवाब कहाँ से सही मिलेगा? That's a different thing. So what you are telling is true, but I would still think, because every second day I'm sitting in interview board somewhere or the other. So you very quickly make out, it doesn't take more than 5 minutes to know. First thing, anywhere, including in corporate world, it is said, आप सच बोल रहे हो कि झूठ बोल रहे हो? The moment 2 things are confirmed, one is you are not telling lie, right? Second is you are not a positive person. The moment we see that, even in corporate world, we throw you out. Why? Because अगर बंदा शरीफ है, अच्छा है, ट्रेनिंग तो हम उसको दे देंगे. अगर बंदा फंडामेंटली गलत है, तो हम उसका क्या करेंगे? Now this is the approach in corporate world. So that, underlying concept remains. So that is what is.
तो सर सदियों से चला जा रहा है ये तो.
हाँ,
Despite all the development in psychometry.
Absolutely.
मतलब ultimately.
So not that UPSC all people are selected are people of integrity or they are honest. Obviously.
बिल्कुल ही बेसिक्स पे मतलब जजमेंट होती है.
Try, देखिए आप, it is an effort to evaluate a person, whatever best you are trying to evaluate on. So one of the items is integrity, then the other things come.
Okay. सर एक अपार्ट फ्रॉम इंटेग्रिटी एंड हाउ इट कैन बी टेस्टेड, उसकी वैलिडिटी क्या है, रिलायबिलिटी क्या है, एक्सेट्रा आई एग्री कि उसकी एक प्रिडिक्टेबल हाइपोथेसिस तो बना ही सकते हैं कि भी अगर इतने प्रेशर में, इतने हाई स्टेक स्टेट्स में झूठ ही नहीं बोल रहा तो शायद इसकी टेंडेंसी लास्ट करेगी और फ्यूचर में भी जाएगी. दूसरी चीज़ आ जाती है सर एप्टीट्यूड, जिसमें उसका कोई कंट्रोल नहीं है. ही इज़ बिल्ट द वे ही और शी इज़. फॉर इंस्टेंस मेरे सर यूपीएससी में 3 इंटरव्यू हैं, मैंने पेपर क्लियर करा तीनों बारी और मेरे को वो चीज़ नहीं मिली सर जो मेरे एप्टीट्यूड के लिए फिट थी. मुझे नहीं पता था मेरा एप्टीट्यूड सर उस वक्त क्या है अच्छे से. आई वॉज नॉट अ गुड फिट फॉर द IRS और फॉर टैक्सेशन जॉब्स. आई वॉज गुड फिट फॉर मोर डायनामिक फील्ड्स. कुड हैव बीन IAS, IPS और इवन अदर सर्विसेज. मुझे वहाँ पर वो डोमेन मिल जाता तो मैं करता था. आई वुड नॉट हैव प्रोबेबली कम आउट परहैप्स और नॉट बीन. आई फेल्ट कि मैं आई एम नॉट एट होम. ये टैक्सेशन नहीं है मेरा डोमेन. आई वॉज अ बॉडी बिल्डर एंड एथलीट गोइंग इनटू टैक्सेशन मेक्स नो सेंस. एप्टीट्यूड टेस्टिंग सर क्यों नहीं होती है हमारे देश में?
I agree on that because what example you're giving, your own example, which is absolutely true. I mean, like police में, IPS में, the kind of people who get selected, many times you wonder, just because of marks they are into police, but you wonder whether they should have been or not. I'll just narrate one incident. I think that may be confirming what you're talking. CAPF का पहली बार 2011 में इंटरव्यूज हो रहे थे.
जी सर.
चांस की बात है, I was there. And one candidate came and he was in मुकस्सिम shoes, like I am wearing without laces.
जी ठीक है.
So यूनिफॉर्म सर्विस में कभी भी आप नोट करोगे, चाहे आर्मी हो, चाहे पुलिस हो, चाहे कहीं पे भी हो, वो फीते वाले जूते होते हैं उनके हमेशा, invariably.
जी.
Invariably.
Correct.
So all the candidates who were coming for interview, they were almost everybody was wearing shoes with laces. This guy came in Muqassim. And when we were looking at his CV, he was possibly the only candidate with PhD.
I see.
He was doctorate. Now the interview started. And it was a very good interview. Very good interview. All of us enjoyed the interview. Everything was going very fine. After the candidate left, and when you discuss the marks, the board members discuss the marks, we were very confused what to do with this guy. He's a very good guy. Interview is excellent, but he can fit it only in police academy as instructor. He may not be a very good officer on the field. Now, you are taking interview. Is your job to look at his career and future, or is it your job to give him marks for the interview which you are sitting on?
Exactly.
So that's a huge dilemma. So I'm just sharing with you because you talked about aptitude.
Yes.
So aptitude is what is not being tested. This is true, and it should be tested. I agree with you. But attitude is what is being tested.
Correct.
And attitude is always tested in almost, again, every job interview, everywhere. Now, certain jobs which require a particular kind of aptitude, there it should be and it must be tested. So when you sit for interviews, you get lots of things. आप किस पर्पस से, किस काम के लिए, किस चीज़ को देख रहे हैं. अगर आपका वो पर्सपेक्टिव नहीं है, जैसे मैंने कहा यूपीएससी में पर्सपेक्टिव जो है पर्सनैलिटी टेस्ट का, इट इज़ नॉट इंटरव्यू. Okay, so very often in mock interviews, they tell the candidate कि आपको बोलेंगे tell us something about yourself, which to my mind rarely happens, right? It is the chairman who reads out the DAF in brief for the comfort of everybody and to make the candidate comfortable. And the last question in mocks very often is told that they'll ask you, do you want to ask us anything?
Yeah.
Which again is, to my mind, at least I have not seen it in 13, 14 years which I have been going in UPSC, anytime being asked. But these two questions, when I ask in any interview anywhere else, in corporate world or anywhere else, my interview is over in these two questions. Let me tell you that. The first question, please tell us something about yourself. Because I have given you a long rope. You can say anything, you can answer in half minute, you can answer in 5 minutes. You can tell about your past, you can tell about present, you can tell about future. So if you had nothing in past and you can still discuss your dreams, you are the guy I am looking for, right? So tell us something about yourself is a critical question for me. And at the end of the interview, I would want to ask, do you want to ask us anything? Last 30, 40 minutes we have been talking. Now here I see 90 to 99% people do the mistake. What is my career prospect? When will I get my next promotion? Can I bring my wife also with me when I am coming on this? Or, these kind of questions. Now, if you're going for a senior position and if you don't discuss policies and vision and mission of the company, that means you're losing the opportunity. So these two questions for me in a non-UPSC interview are very important. Now, the people sitting in mock tell this, but these questions are not asked. So UPSC is very different that way. It is not interview. It's a test of personality.
It's a test of personality. Sir, क्या वो test of personality is the mandate to test only personality, or is the mandate to test for personality as a fit for the future job?
So I tell you my own experience. I think the year was 2003 and Mata Prasad was the chairman of UPSC. And normally what happens, we who are called there for interviews are called advisors. So it starts on Monday. So we are asked to report at 9 o'clock and 9:30 the meeting starts. So it is normally in a boardroom or conference room, whatever you may call it, next to the UPSC chairman's office. And it's a big room. And in the innermost circle, the UPSC chairman and the members sit. In the outer circle, chairs are laid out and all the advisors, you take it 4 into number of boards, whatever, 20 or 16 or whatever. They're the people who are sitting in the outer periphery. And obviously they are made to sit first, then the members come, then the chairman comes, and then the introductions start. And the purpose of this is happening at 9:30, it starts on Monday morning. And the purpose of this is to do briefing to the advisors of the question which you are asking. Okay. So when I started the first one with Mata Prasad is that famous person who got the Ram Mandir doors open at the instance of Rajiv Gandhi way back. He was Chief Secretary of Uttar Pradesh at that time. He was the guy who opened the doors of Ayodhya Mandir.
Okay.
A very famous person. And he was the chairman of UPSC. So that was my first time. So obviously we are asked to ask questions. And I asked अगर आपके कफ के बटन, शर्ट के कफ के बटन खुले हुए हैं
सर
तो उसके नंबर कटेंगे कि नहीं, या आपका हेयर डू प्रॉपर नहीं है, नंबर कटेंगे कि नहीं,
सर
या बंदा इंग्लिश हिंदी में मिक्स में बोल रहा है, नंबर कटेंगे कि नहीं, एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा. सो आई वाज आस्किंग मोस्ट ऑफ द जनरल कॉमन सेंस क्वेश्चन, नथिंग पॉलिटिकल, nothing substantial. I was given answer no, 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 no. And in the entire meeting, we were told what not to do. For example, don't ask political questions. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. We were never told what we should do. So this was in 2003 and 2004. Over a period of time, I think Professor D.P. Agrawal came first as a member
and then there's
and later as a chairman.
Yeah.
Accidentally is known to me because of being IIT Delhi professor. And so he was the founder, director of Triple ITM Gwalior also. So,
Right.
so we have had known earlier also. So he was the first chairman I saw because I was going in continuation. That's why I'm able to compare. He was the first one who was wanting to tell what should we do.
because it takes courage to define a mandate.
Yes.
It's easier to just say don't do this.
Yes. So he was not talking about what not to do. He was the one who was talking about what should be looked into a person. So that was the, again, in your words, that was the mandate we got from that chairman in those years. But again, after he left, that stopped.
And sir, what did he say?
Obviously, I think again in personality, what do you see in a person? I mean, these are very frankly, these are common sense questions. The only thing is order changes. Now, here the order is integrity being the first one,
Okay.
which in this service I would think should be the first one,
Yes.
without any doubt. Because if you don't have integrity, like you are serving the nation, you are serving the constitution, you are serving the sovereign, you are not serving X political party or Y political party. You are for a larger purpose. So integrity is something which is fundamental. Second is, actually it is attitude, which you may use any language for that. You may use better language than calling it attitude. That is, you have a positive attitude, you have a positive mindset, which leads to critical thinking, which leads to good decision making. So you take a 360-degree view of everything, and I can in fact call it number 2 as neutrality. You are neutral.
Neutral.
So you should consider the perspective of all stakeholders. You should be your viewpoint should be bigger and larger to accommodate all stakeholders when you are taking decision. Now, this is very important. So this will be part of attitude. You may call it critical thinking. You may call it decision making. This comes next, right? And then comes very important is communication. Now, communication, the way you talk with the political master is different. The way you talk to a colleague is different. The way you talk to a subordinate is different. The way you will talk with a senior citizen is different. The way you will talk with a student is different. So, communication is very important. And last, and again very important, is leadership, because you lead from the front. But I would put them in the order in which I have spoken, largely speaking. Now, whether it was told exactly in these words or not, but this is what it boiled down to.
Got it.
So that was it.
Okay.
So this is what is being actually tested or checked, but it is nowhere defined, stated, or
see.
told. That's the answer
I
to
see.
your question.
So, sir,
So
that-
for a candidate, he does not know to answer your question.
Sir, neither do the advisors then.
Yeah, they don't. They don't.
And therefore, that allegation, not an allegation, but that assumption कि UPSC is unpredictable and
Yeah.
that it is subjective is very much true.
Absolutely, it may happen. Let me give you an example. In one of the boards I was sitting in, there was a civil engineering HOD from NIT Kurukshetra. This gentleman was actually not from civil; he was from earth sciences. So there was a map टंगा हुआ था, फ्रेम किया हुआ UPSC मेंबर के रूम में जहाँ हम बैठे हुए थे. तो वो उसमें हर कैंडिडेट से ये पूछते थे कि जो कोस्टल लाइन है एक साइड की सीधी है इंडिया के नक्शे में, दूसरे साइड की सीधी नहीं है, क्यों है? अब ही वेंट ऑन आस्किंग दिस 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candidates. Finally, the president of the board had to tell him to stop buying. Now, I don't know whatever he was testing or checking or not checking. So these advisors, when they are not briefed on what you're discussing just now, so these kind of collateral damages can always happen, and they may happen.
Do you think that there is a particular reason for not defining the mandate very clearly? Do you think it has to do with just being safe? Because if you define it, you're already putting limits. And of course, I mean, this is a potentially controversial line that you might cross.
This is true. In fact, I have had couple of discussions on such things accidentally in UPSC, and they're very scared of things like RTI and court cases and all that. So they want to err on the safe side. And in the process, what happens, the decisions are not taken. So this is one of them which you have said. So it's unfortunate but true. So the objectivity is lost. I'll also narrate another very interesting incident which happened, though you have not asked me. We were interviewing one guy who was PCS officer who had applied for. And he must be at that time, olden days I'm telling you, he must be 28, 29 years of age at that time. So at that time, candidates used to be younger in age generally, unlike today. So he was 28, 29, so he was looking and sounding older than most candidates.
Okay.
He did very well. And when it came to giving marks to him,
Sir.
the president of the board was not in a mood to give him good marks. So it was looking little awkward. And the president of the board was new as a UPSC member, hardly 3 months old. And I had been going there for many years. So normally it does not happen, but I put my foot down. I said, he did so very well. And why don't you give him good marks? So he tried to avoid answering my question. When it happened 2-3 times, he had to respond finally. He said, this person, because of his age, at best, he will become joint secretary in Government of India or he'll become secretary in the state government. So he'll become a tool in the hands of the political parties. And we don't want such people. Now this was the response, which is a perspective. Right or wrong, again, I'm not getting into that. But, so you're not giving him marks based on his performance in the interview. But you're looking, so you are possibly more worried about IAS as a cadre or the reputation of IAS as a cadre.
Yes.
Maybe.
But what about all the years he would have spent in between doing something constructive?
Yeah,
And
so it's a perspective. I'm just sharing that with you. So this again, I am giving you as an example
I understand.
that a good candidate. So there are many ways the people don't get good marks for different reasons.
Very
I mean,
strange.
these are a couple of
सर
examples.
अच्छा होता कि वो रीजंस ये उनके मार्क्स नहीं आते वो एक अच्छी उनकी एक्चुअल असेसमेंट पे डिपेंड करते बट इतना पर्सपेक्टिव पे अगर सब्जेक्टिव होगा तो कैसे होगा मुझे लगता है सर आई नो आई एम साउंडिंग वेरी स्केप्टिकल बट आई ऑल्सो मस्ट एडमिट आई मस्ट से दिस it is the people like you, it is the experience of the people like you, it is the ability to see through, which is cannot be put in words or in a psychometric test, is what is holding the bastion together.
You're absolutely right. And unfortunately, what happens, the kind of advisors
Sure.
who are called there, there are two types of people who are called there. One is, of course, the member of UPSC. He may be an army guy, or he may be a professor, or he may be a civil servant.
Sir.
IAS or IFS or IRS or whatever. Of the four, the two, the first one is normally by default IAS. And when he is IAS, he is generally just retired secretary or just retired chief secretary of a state government. That's one. The second one is quite often either Indian Forest Service or Indian Revenue Service or Indian Police Service, some service. So those two are gone. Now you're left with two more. So of the two more, one is almost always either scientist or engineer. So the scientist or engineer may come from an academic institution or may come from institutions like DRDO or CSIR labs or whatever. The last one is quite often a management teacher or a law teacher or a sociology kind of, liberal science teacher. So this is the composition of the board. Now what happens, interestingly, these two guys who are from civil service, they are most often not repeated next year. because they want to give chance to others who are retiring. No, this
Okay.
I know a couple of them who would have got 2 chances, but that's the best I have known.
Okay.
Now you go to the other 2 persons. I was lucky. I was almost repeatedly called. And there's a process for that which very few people know. On Thursday, we are given a form. So in fact, the guy who comes to collect your marks is a joint secretary of UPSC. Okay? He's a senior person within UPSC. So Thursday, one form is given to you which you're supposed to fill up as an advisor, in which it's a hardly 1-page form, in which you narrate your experience and you're asked to recommend names of people you would want them to call for UPSC interview. It's coincidence I never gave any name because I never thought anybody I would have liked to recommend for UPSC. I had nobody.
But people did that to you.
No, I'm coming to that. I never did that. Now this form is collected back by the joint secretary. And it has recommendation of the chairman of that board, president of the board, who gives comments on us,
Okay.
whether we should be called back or not.
Ah,
That is how I got called back.
I see.
Yeah. Which many people don't know this is the process.
I see. Why and how are advisors selected in the first place?
Correct. So just to give you an example, I was called so many times for written test, making question paper and evaluation. I never agreed to that because you're locked in a hall and you're supposed to do all that. So I would never want to be locked in a room. I've refused in IIT entrance exams also. I never do that because so I was part of interviews, never part of written test. And if you see the more recent written exam question papers, is full of mistakes. I'm sorry to say that. Whether it is language or these are not very good question papers, to be very frank.
सर क्वेश्चन पेपर से याद आया, मैं आपको अपना खुद का एक्सपीरियंस बताना चाहता था. मेरा पहला अटेम्प्ट था और पहला इंटरव्यू हुआ. मैं उसमें गया हॉल में और चेयरमैन बैठे थे, 5 लोग बैठे थे, बहुत सुलझे हुए. और पहला क्वेश्चन मुझसे पूछा उन्होंने, मिस्टर कपूर यू लुक लाइक अ मॉडल, वाई डोंट यू गो एंड वॉक ऑन द रैम्प, वाई यू कम हियर. बट इट वाज आस्क्ड इन गुड जेस्ट. उन्होंने एक अच्छे ह्यूमर में पूछा था, वो मेरी टांग खींचने की कोशिश नहीं कर रहे थे. वो तो perhaps you had even given me a bit of a room to
I'm sorry I'm stopping you here, but this is the right interpretation which you did, which is the wrong interpretation which in mocks is told कि वो आपकी टांग खींचने के लिए पूछ रहे. नो, मॉक्स में अनफॉर्चुनेटली जो मेरा एक्सपीरियंस है, अब तो 5-6 साल हो गए मॉक में. सो मॉक में ये बताया जाता है आपका स्ट्रेस टेस्ट कर रहे हैं, which is never done. So sorry, I interrupted you.
तो सर वो उन्होंने पूछा और मेरे पास उस वक्त बहुत अच्छा जवाब नहीं था क्योंकि मैं इतना नहीं था उस वक्त प्रिपेयर्ड. मेरे सोशल स्किल्स ही इतने ब्लंट हो गए थे. बट एनीवे 3 इंटरव्यूज़ हुए थे और तीनों इंटरव्यूज़ में मुझे यही लगा कि इन्होंने मेरे को अच्छे से देख लिया अंदर बाहर. अच्छे से अंदर बाहर देखने वाली फीलिंग आई. आई फेल्ट लाइक आई हैड बीन थरोली स्कैन्ड. बट मार्क्स वर कम्प्लीटली डिफरेंट सर.
I don't know if I may ask you what are the marks like.
सर पहली बारी 135, दूसरी बारी 165, हाँ 165, 170, तीसरी बारी फिर से 135.
I do not know how to comment on it because I can comment on the process of giving marks, which I have seen, which I can share with you. You see, if you look at the marks, the way the marks have been given, at least I know of the past, the marks are given on the basis of not only here, anywhere in any interview, जहाँ बहुत ज़्यादा कैंडिडेट होते हैं, एक स्टैंडर्ड तरीका होता है मार्क्स देने का इंटरव्यू का.
सर
which I am sharing with you.
Please.
It happens in CAT, for example, in IIMs.
जी.
जहाँ इतने बोर्ड हैं, इतने लोग हैं, इतने इंटरव्यू हो रहे हैं.
तो स्टैंडर्डाइज तो करना ही पड़ेगा.
There's a method of doing it.
Sir.
And the method is you declare 50% is average.
Okay.
So majority of the people will get marks between 45 to 55%. अब आपका इंटरव्यू खराब हो गया है तो आपको 40 और 45% के बीच में मिलेंगे. और अगर आपका बहुत ज़्यादा ख़राब हो गया तो आपको 30 और 40% के बीच में मिलेंगे. हिस्टोरिकली आप उठा के देख लीजिए यूपीएससी के रिजल्ट, 30% से नीचे किसी को नंबर नहीं मिलते. राइट. 35 to 40 इज़ ऑल्सो लेस कॉमन. 40 to 45 जिनका ख़राब हो जाता है, 45 to 50 जिनका बहुत अच्छा नहीं होता, और 50 to 55 जिनका रीजनेबली गुड होता है, और जिनका अच्छा होता है 55 to 60, और जिनका काफ़ी अच्छा होता है 60 to 65, और जिनका बहुत अच्छा होता है तो वो 65 वाला बैरियर क्रॉस कर लेते हैं, कई बार 70 का भी बैरियर क्रॉस कर लेते हैं. This is a more or less standard thing, more or less. Now, where the difference can come? The difference can come, the board member, the president of the board, UPSC member is new. It may happen, not necessarily it will happen, that he would be slightly liberal or he could be slightly strict. So there's a method which is called, actually it should be called normalization of marks, which again happens in almost all such interviews, in all such places, including CAT. Okay? क्योंकि ऐसा नहीं है कि ये एवरेज 60% देते हैं और आप एवरेज 45% देते हैं, तो नुकसान तो कैंडिडेट का हो रहा है. So that is not to be allowed. So normalization is not an official process. Now this is important. It's not an official process. So the chairman of UPSC, he does not sit into the interview himself. He is the person who will keep a watch, particularly on Mondays and Tuesdays, to see that it is more or less in order. Despite that, from time to time you hear उस बोर्ड में बहुत नंबर मिलते हैं, उस बोर्ड में कम नंबर मिलते हैं. लेकिन मेरा अपना एक्सपीरियंस ये है, most often these statements are ill-informed. They are not based on facts. That's my way of looking at it, because I've sat with very different people. तो मैंने जो आपको प्रोसेस बताया more or less वैसा. अब आपके साथ क्या हुआ, कहाँ गड़बड़ हुआ?
अब सर मैं ये भी बोलूँगा कि एडमिटेडली जहाँ पे मेरे कम मार्क्स है वहाँ पे इंटरव्यू अच्छा नहीं हुआ था, बिल्कुल अच्छा नहीं हुआ था.
हाँ, तो मतलब 135 I will call that bad, not very bad.
हाँ, बैड ही था, क्योंकि मैं कुछ बोल ही नहीं पाया पहले वाले में. एंड द थर्ड वन वेंट इन अ कम्प्लीटली डिफरेंट डायरेक्शन एंड इन एन एरिया विच आई वाज कम्प्लीटली जस्ट नॉट अक्वेंटेड विद. और दे फिगर्ड आउट द फैक्ट दैट, जो भी मैं आपसे पूछ रहा था कि पर्सनैलिटी चेक हो रही है कि पर्सनैलिटी फॉर द जॉब चेक हो रही है. मुझसे आउटराइटली एक पॉइंट पे पूछा भी गया कि भाई यू आर अ सिटी बॉय, आपको गाँव में भेजे तो क्या करोगे आप? ही आस्क्ड मी दैट, द चेयरपर्सन. एंड ऑल आई हैड टू रिस्पॉन्ड टू दैट वाज, सर आई एम अ फास्ट लर्नर, आई लर्न, आई गॉट हियर, आई विल लर्न दैट. यही मैं बोल पाया उस वक्त, which is not the best response. It's not really bad. But I knew that he figured out he didn't like what
This also depends many times. Chairman of the board, particularly, if he is asking you a question where he wants a particular answer, and you are not doing that. Let me give you an example. He is asking you a question कि आपके होम टाउन में आपको डीएम बना के भेज दिया गया, और डीएम ऑफिस के करीब 150 गज दूर वहाँ पर अचानक रॉयट्स हो जाते हैं, आगजनी हो जाती है. व्हाट विल यू डू एज डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट? ओके, आपने कुछ भी जवाब दिया, मतलब मोस्टली कैंडिडेट बोलेंगे फायर ब्रिगेड बुला ली, ये कर लिया, वो कर लिया, हो गया. नाउ व्हाट ही वांटेड टू हियर वाज, एज डीएम यू विल कॉल द एसपी एंड आस्क हिम टू गिव रिपोर्ट इन 10 minutes. नाउ दैट इज व्हाट ही इज एक्सपेक्टिंग, himself being ex-IAS. अब उसको वो जवाब नहीं मिला तो उसको ये चीज़ बहुत बुरी लग गई. तो कई बार इस तरह से हो सकता है कि डैमेज हुआ हो. मैं नहीं जानता क्या हुआ क्या नहीं हुआ, बट आई एम जस्ट गिविंग एन एग्जांपल.
कैंडिडेट के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से सर बड़ी चिकन एंड एग प्रॉब्लम है. आपको वो चीज़ पता ही नहीं चलेगी जब तक आप गए नहीं हो, और अगर गए नहीं हो तो आप बता नहीं पाओगे, और पूछ लिया गया तो यू विल कम आउट एज.
एब्सोल्युटली, दैट्स द रिस्क पार्ट और द लक पार्ट. I was telling you about that candidate जिसका 4 लोगों का इंटरव्यू खराब हो गया था. 5th, I distinctly remember that lady was additional chief secretary, retired from Maharashtra. She asked on gender issue. She was asking every candidate on gender issue. इस बंदे ने इतना बढ़िया जवाब दिया, and she kept on. उनका डिस्कशन चलता रहा, लंबा खिंच गया वो इंटरव्यू, और इतने बढ़िया जवाब दिए कि उसको जब मार्क्स देने की बारी आई तो पूरा तख्ता पलट गया. तो ऐसा बहुत रेयरली होता है मेरे को, क्योंकि एक ही मेरे को याद है, तो ऐसा इट्स नॉट कॉमन.
पर इससे ये तो पता चलता ही है सर कि जजमेंट क्वेश्चन डिपेंडेंट, कॉन्टेक्स्ट डिपेंडेंट ज़रूर है. इट मैटर्स क्या पूछा गया और किस डायरेक्शन में वो गया. एक ही इंटरव्यू में सर ये तो पता चलता है.
आई विल इसी को लक बोलते हैं शायद.
जी. But I'm happy to hear it, sir. Coaching industry you don't like because you think they are not doing a job good enough of training them, which is their prime objective. But sir, इस coaching industry के दो और बहुत strong counter arguments है why they should not be liked. Essentially, जो एक one of them is the Chinese argument. उनका argument तो ये है कि भाई you create too much inequality. आप कोच कर पाते हो उन लोगों को जो अफोर्ड कर पाते हैं, और आपके और कोई क्राइटेरिया नहीं है. ओवरनाइट दे बैंड द इंडस्ट्री सर. उनके जो भी जाइंट्स थे बाइजूस टाइप के, दे बैंड, देयर इज नो कोचिंग इंडस्ट्री, खत्म. दूसरा एक आर्ग्यूमेंट, द काउंटर आर्ग्यूमेंट दैट विल कम फ्रॉम द कोचिंग इंडस्ट्री इज दैट कोचिंग इंडस्ट्री इज फिलिंग अ गैप दैट द स्कूल एजुकेशन हैज लेफ्ट. स्कूल और हायर एजुकेशन वो चीज़ करा ही नहीं रहा जो कराने की ज़रूरत है. देयरफॉर इट एग्जिस्ट्स टू फिल दैट वैक्यूम एंड एवरीबडी हैज़ द राइट टू नंबर वन अर्न अ लाइवलीहुड, नंबर टू गेट द बेस्ट ऑफ द लाइवलीहुड बाय बिकमिंग द बेस्ट इट वट एवर मीन्स आर नेसेसरी. कंपेटिटिव है, डेमोक्रेटिक है, ओपन है, इसलिए बंद तो नहीं करा जा सकता.
बंद करा नहीं जा सकता. और दूसरा, इट्स अ वेरी कैश रिच इंडस्ट्री एज आई वाज टेलिंग यू. आई नो ऑफ टीचर्स इन दिल्ली हु गेट मोर देन 5 crores काइंड ऑफ मनी एज अ टीचर. आई मीन विच इंडस्ट्री विल गिव यू दैट काइंड ऑफ मनी? आई मीन लाइक आप अपना पैशन भी कर रहे हैं, अपना शौक भी पूरा कर रहे हैं, और 5 करोड़ रुपए से ज़्यादा आपकी. एंड देयर नॉट वन, देयर मैनी,
नहीं,
देयर मैनी.
yes,
So the industry runs on its own steam.
on its own steam. Yes, and so it's a very powerful engine, but I think it will not exist if the education system did its job completely perfectly, or at least to that ideal extent.
I don't agree with you there, because the purpose of education is not that. The purpose of education is a very broad-based thing. Purpose of education is not to prepare for competitions. I'm sorry to say that. So I don't agree. I don't buy this argument. You see, education, people should realize there's difference between education, training, coaching, mentoring. ये सब अलग अलग चीज़ें हैं. तो एजुकेशन का काम ये नहीं है कि आपको कोचिंग के लेवल पे ले जाओ, या इवन ट्रेनिंग के लेवल पे ले जाओ, या इवन मेंटरिंग के लेवल पे ले जाओ. Education is a very broad-based thing. Education goes by fundamentals. It goes by principles. It does not go by so much of applications. I'm sorry to say that.
सर बट द काउंटर आर्ग्यूमेंट अगेन, नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी देखें, उसका सारा का सारा पॉइंट ही ये है कि यू शुड बी स्किलेबल. एजुकेशन का पॉइंट ये है कि अगर सर्वाइवल की फाइट है तो उसको खत्म करा जाए. यू शुड बी एम्प्लॉयबल. आपके पास ऐसी चीज़ें हों जो आप डिप्लॉय कर सको वर्कफोर्स में. बिकम अ प्रोडक्टिव सिटीजन एज सून एज पॉसिबल, एज फास्ट एज पॉसिबल, द बेस्ट एज पॉसिबल. एंड दैट्स व्हाट
There
यू
is
सपोज्ड
just
टू.
one dimension of NEP. There is just one dimension. There is not the entire purpose of NEP. I mean, like, this is just one lateral things which has been created in NEP. This is not the entire NEP.
राइट, बट दैट अपस्किलिंग फैक्टर इज वन ऑफ द.
Obviously, that goes without saying. That is true of everybody, including you and me. If today you and me cannot use AI, we will be thrown out.
करेक्ट.
So all of us have to be upskilled. So that's not the purpose of education alone. Education is just providing one platform for skilling. But skilling is not the end of education. Skilling is just one side, lateral side.
ओके सर, देन लेट मी आस्क यू
Yeah.
अबाउट एजुकेशन पर से. इंडिया के एजुकेशन सिस्टम की सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम्स क्या हैं?
देखिए साहब, इंडिया के एजुकेशन सिस्टम की अगर आप मेरे से सही मायने में पूछेंगे तो एजुकेशन का जो प्रॉब्लम है, विच इज़ आप एजुकेशन को किस नज़रिए से देखते हैं. ओके, हमारे टीचर भी रहे हैं और हमने बिल्कुल सरकारी स्कूलों में पढ़ा है, म्यूनसिपैलिटी के 10 पैसे की फ़ीस वाले स्कूल में पढ़ा है हमने. यूनिवर्सिटी में भी 100 रुपये साल की फ़ीस में पढ़ा है. यू विल बी शॉक टू नो दैट आई हैव स्टडीड इंग्लिश फ्रॉम ओनली क्लास 6 टू क्लास 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. मैंने 6वीं से पहले इंग्लिश नहीं पढ़ी, मैंने 10वीं के बाद इंग्लिश नहीं पढ़ी. हमारी इंग्लिश फिर भी ठीक है. आज जो पढ़ते हैं उनकी इंग्लिश सुभान अल्लाह है. क्यों? बिकॉज इट्स ए क्वेश्चन ऑफ पढ़ाने वाले की सिंसियरिटी, सिस्टम की सिंसियरिटी. इफ़ दैट इटसेल्फ हैज़ बीन डैमेज्ड. आफ्टर ऑल हम भी तो सरकारी स्कूल में पढ़े, तो हमारे टाइम में तो सब ठीक चलता था. अब क्यों नहीं ठीक चलता? तो आप इसको एजुकेशन सिस्टम की आप वीकनेस नहीं कहेंगे, मैं तो इसको कहूँगा दिस इज़ द वीकनेस ऑफ द एंटायर सोसाइटी. आपकी सोसाइटी ही नहीं वैल्यू करती. मुझको याद है 1980s में मैं इंटरव्यू देख रहा था, सेंट स्टीफन के प्रिंसिपल का टीवी में आ रहा था 1980s में. तो उनसे एजुकेशन पे ऐसे ही इंटरव्यूअर ने, एंकर ने कुछ सवाल पूछा. उन दिनों एंकर वर्ड नहीं यूज़ होता था. तो उन्होंने कहा कि जहाँ हर पॉलिटिशियन देश का PWD मंत्री बनना चाहता है और एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर कोई बनना नहीं चाहता, उस देश में आप एजुकेशन का क्या फ्यूचर देखते हैं? आज मैं आपको कह रहा हूँ कि देश के शुरू के 4 एजुकेशन मिनिस्ट्रीज़ का CV निकाल के देख लीजिए. फर्स्ट 4 और फर्स्ट 3 और फर्स्ट 5 और लास्ट 3 या 4, 5 का निकाल के देख लीजिए. इट टेल्स यू द एंटायर स्टोरी. यू सी द लिस्ट ऑफ AMU, BHU एंड DU, तीनों सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटीज़ हैं. इनके VCs की लिस्ट उठा के देख लीजिए किस कैलिबर के लोग हुआ करते थे और किस कैलिबर के लोग हैं. दैट स्पीक्स वॉल्यूम्स. तो आपकी सोसाइटी जब एजुकेशन को वैल्यू नहीं करती, चाहे वो पॉलिटिशियन का शिक्षा मंत्री ना बनना हो और चाहे वो वाइस चांसलर का लेवल और क्वालिटी हो.
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन ये
तीसरा, सॉरी
जी जी
तीसरा,
जी,
आज से 20-25 साल पहले तक और आज भी हमारे स्कूल के स्टूडेंट्स दे डू एक्सीडिंगली वेल इन USA
राइट.
in undergrad and postgraduate studies. Why? Because our education is good. So I will not blame again education on that. राइट. रोट लर्निंग जिसको इतनी गाली देते हैं सब लोग,
जी.
आई सी नथिंग रॉन्ग इन दैट.
Okay.
Okay, that's a matter of perspective.
Okay.
Why? What is your formal education? One view of formal education is it is paralysis of analysis. That's one view.
Okay.
Another view of formal education is आपके हजारों साल की accumulated education को condense करके किताबों में आपको दिया गया है. अगर आप उसको रोट लर्निंग से भी सीख रहे हो तो आप कुछ सीख रहे हो ना, तो वो आपके कहीं ना कहीं तो काम में आएगी. अब हमारे बच्चे भी जो अमेरिका जाते हैं और वो ज़बानी जो है गुणा भाग कर लेते हैं जो कैलकुलेटर के बिना वहाँ के लोग नहीं कर पाते, तो दे डू वैल्यू फॉर आवर एजुकेशन. तो आवर स्कूल एजुकेशन हैज़ लॉट ऑफ वैल्यू अब्रॉड. तो आई विल नॉट ब्लेम एजुकेशन पर से. अब आपके टीचर्स को इतनी कम सैलरी मिलती रही है फॉर ए वेरी लॉन्ग टाइम. आज भी आपके दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी जैसी जगह में एडहॉक टीचर्स हैं, सब जगह एडहॉक टीचर्स हैं. टीचर्स को अपना करियर नहीं पता. तो जो आदमी जो टीचर है who should be most respected and most well paid, if he is not handled properly, how do you expect wonders? सोसाइटी में इज्जत नहीं है. तो there are multiple issues.
Got it. IITs की एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं सर. मैंने सुना अभी फ्रॉम क्रेडिबल अथॉरिटी, IITs have failed the nation is what he said. IITs have failed the nation is what he
Sorry, I'm
said.
stopping you on that. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. The concept of brain drain itself is bullshit. Second is, if you're producing good guys, it does not mean कि आपने उनको खरीद लिया. आपने IIT पे उनका खर्चा किया, इसका मतलब नहीं है वो आपके गुलाम है. They can work anywhere. Next, मेरा जो लॉजिक है, which is much larger, much bigger. आपके अच्छे लोग हैं, दुनिया में कहीं पे भी रहेंगे. In fact, the future of India, which I see now, there will be one India outside of India, which will be much stronger. मैं 10-15 साल पहले फ्रैंकफर्ट जाता था, मेरे को एक भी आदमी इंग्लिश में बोलता हुआ नहीं दिखता था. फॉरगेट अबाउट इंडियंस और इंडियन फूड. आज मैं जाता हूँ, हर चौथा आदमी, हर पांचवा आदमी इंग्लिश बोल रहा होता है, और कई बार हर 10वां आदमी हिंदी बोल रहा होता है. और आपको हर थोड़ी देर के बाद एशियन रेस्टोरेंट मिल जाता है, बांग्लादेशी मिल जाता है, पाकिस्तानी मिल जाता है, इंडियन मिल जाता है. सो द सोसाइटी इज चेंजिंग आउटसाइड ऑफ इंडिया. प्लीज़ रिमेंबर दैट. एंड इंडियंस, लेट मी शेयर विद यू, मैं 1989 में जब सिंगापुर में रहता था, अगर बस में, अगर वो चाइनीज़ सोसाइटी है, बेसिकली चाइनीज़ लोग हैं सिंगापुरियन, अगर गलती से टच हो गया तो वो लड़की ऐसा घूर के देखती थी जैसे आपको खा जाएगी. राइट. मेरे को याद है प्री लिबरलाइजेशन, हम हांगकांग जाते थे, हम शोकेस के सामने सड़क पे खड़े होते थे, हमें भिखारी की तरह ट्रीट करते थे शॉपकीपर्स. आई डिस्टिंक्टली रिमेंबर दैट. टुडे इट्स ऑल चेंज बिकॉज इंडियंस हैव पावर टू स्पेंड मनी बिकॉज ऑफ IT. दे डूइंग प्रेटी वेल इन ऑल सोसाइटीज़. तो ब्रेन ड्रेन की क्या बात कर रहे हो? आपका फॉरेन एक्सचेंज का अगर आप फिगर देखो रिजर्व्स का, उसमें रेमिटेंस में कितने पैसे आते हैं? आपका केरला स्टेट ही रेमिटेंस पे चल रहा है. आई डोंट बाय दिस लॉजिक एट ऑल.
Okay. Okay.
You are producing brains. IITs are machinery for producing good brains. If you say they are not doing good research, I'll buy that.
But that exactly. And compare the number
that
of
I'll buy.
Nobel laureates that have come from IIT versus those that have come from Stanford, for instance.
That I will buy because when जब IITs बने थे, they were supposed to be research institution. They turned out to be producing undergrads. Okay. तो उनका जो ओरिएंटेशन हुआ, उनकी जो बिगनिंग हुई, वो ब्रांड ऐसी चिपक गई है कि वो बीटेक को छोड़ना ही नहीं चाहते. राइट.
It is the
Which is a sad thing. Which is a sad thing.
hottest thing.
Now, बहुत मज़ा आता है. कई बार मेरे से IIT वाले बहुत नाराज़ हो जाते हैं क्योंकि IIT में 3 लेवल होते हैं. आपने IIT से बीटेक किया, आपने IIT से एमटेक किया, आपने IIT से PhD किया.
PhD के.
Now, many times I have made this statement कि मैं IITian उसको समझता हूँ जिसने बीटेक किया, बाकी सब बेकार, बाकी सब बैकडोर एंट्री. Now, unfortunately, most of the teachers, they have entered through MTech or maybe PhD route in IITs. They feel very offended because they are IITs as well. तो ये जो डेवलपमेंट है, ये धीरे धीरे हो रहा है. I always have very high hope from youngsters because they are the people who should be trusted, believed. That's my take.
What do you think is going to be their challenge, biggest challenge?
Their biggest challenge is the speed at which they will be required to learn.
Do you think that speed is being hampered by social media?
Definitely.
Do you think they should cut it out?
That is for them to decide, but yes.
But do you think it's overall harming them?
You see, we have seen in UPSC, the people who are keeping their WhatsApp on, they never crack UPSC. That's an example.
Right.
So The people who are spending time on social media, largely they are not able to concentrate on. It's a matter of a span of attention is
Attention
going
span.
down because of social media. Even a person like me, I find it very difficult to read a book because I cannot. I'll be very happy to read quality article rather than reading a book.
Yes.
Right? So my way of learning is article, not a book. Whereas, I mean, like I am old timer, I should be happy reading books. So it has damaged me because I use social media extensively. And that has affected my span of attention. So it's a major damage which has been done to a student. Because your social media is built in a manner from Facebook to Instagram to everything, where it is on push basis rather than pull basis. So what happens is you are being sold, you are being told, you are being sold, you are being told, not what you require. But what they think you want to hear is what is told to you.
True.
Not that what is good for you.
Exactly.
So that discretion is not in the minds, young minds. And then they are being befooled in these manners. That's the damage part of it, which is sad.
Understood.
Yeah.
सर जस्ट कमिंग बैक टू यूपीएससी यूपीएससी एस्पिरेंट के लिए 5 सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ें सर कौन सी हैं जो उसको करनी ही करनी चाहिए टू मेक श्योर कि उसका एग्ज़ाम क्लियर हो.
मैं अगर कोई बिगिनर है उसको ये सजेस्ट करूँगा, एक तो वो गवर्नमेंट वेबसाइट्स पे जाए और गवर्नमेंट वेबसाइट से डायरेक्टली ओरिजिनल डॉक्यूमेंट्स पढ़े. Be that health policy, be that national education policy, be that any yojana, any policy, that is one. Second is they should select few websites which should be thoroughly looked into. One is, for example, Department of Economic Affairs, Ministry of Finance. That gives you a complete perspective of economy. Reserve Bank of India, and particularly annual reports of Reserve Bank of India and the speeches of the governors and deputy governors of RBI, that gives you a holistic view of economy and finance.
Okay.
Then, for example, innovation and these kind of things, one should go to startupindia.com. Now that single website gives you such holistic picture.
Okay. So one is go to the original sources.
Very important. Go to the original sources
ठीक है.
and don't go on second grade notes.
ठीक है.
Can I again speak more on this?
Absolutely.
Let me give you an example. Very often I ask the students, NEP पढ़ा है? तो बोलते हैं हाँ देखा है. कोई भी नहीं बोलता पढ़ा है, क्योंकि मेरे को आज तक शायद एक स्टूडेंट मिला है आज तक जो खुद B.Ed था, उसने पढ़ा था. आज तक मेरे को कोई नहीं मिला जिसने NEP पढ़ी है. I am talking about UPSC aspirants.
Okay.
The second question I ask is, can you tell me any one single outstanding thing in NEP which you have never read in bulleted highlights, which you keep reading here, there, whether in newspapers or in your notes? Nobody could tell me, and I am sharing with you. It is clearly written in NEP. Every single university will have education department. It's written in the policy. And that education policy में लिखा है that education department will give a new kind of B.Ed. जैसे आपको TGT फिजिक्स बनना है स्कूल में, तो आप जब वहाँ जाओगे यूनिवर्सिटी में 2 साल आपको फिजिक्स पढ़ाई जाएगी, 2 साल एजुकेशन पढ़ाई जाएगी.
अच्छा एजुकेशन पढ़ा.
ये लिखा है क्लियरली.
Okay.
This is part of the policy.
Okay.
And this is the only item which is covered in school education as well as in higher education.
Got it.
Now this is so important that 2-3 years I was giving speeches everywhere. I used to include this point, and I could not come across a single person who would have known this. So I had to go back and reread it in policy ki likha hai ki nahi.
अच्छा.
So I am just telling you the importance of original source.
Original source. Understood.
So one point is going to the original source.
Go to the original sources.
Second point is to develop a perspective.
Zoom out.
So I gave you example, you make tables. Tables में आप neighboring countries को लीजिए, आप इकोनॉमी के ऊपर tables बनाइए, आप डिफेंस कैपेबिलिटीज़ के ऊपर tables बनाइए, आप डेमोग्राफी के ऊपर tables बनाइए, और आप कुछ एक अनयूजुअल क्वेश्चंस सोचने की कैपेसिटी रखिए. फॉर एग्जांपल, जापान की पॉपुलेशन नहीं बढ़ रही और इकोनॉमी में वेल्थ इतना ज़्यादा रहा है. वेयर इज़ दैट वेल्थ रिजाइडिंग? ट्राई टू फाइंड आंसर्स टू दीज questions which are not common.
Are you saying, sir, curiosity?
Curiosity could be one aspect of it, definitely, but the practical side of it is, if an interviewer like me is sitting, will definitely ask these kind of questions.
Okay.
Right? Where is the money of Japan? Where is the wealth of Japan residing? So I want to know whether it is in Japan or outside of Japan. If it is outside of Japan, Is it in Europe or is it in America? Or if it is in Europe or is it in America, is it in the form of what? Bonds, government debt, equity, or investment in MNCs? Which way? So these are the kind of things which should improve the perspective of the candidate, right? This is in addition to what the person is normally reading. Okay. और जो चौथा है और इम्पोर्टेंट है कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स इम्प्रूव करने का तरीका वो टीवी पे आप देखिए पर्सनालिटीज़ को.
ठीक.
You see that when the Prime Minister talks to lakhs of people, the tone and tenor is different. When he talks to few thousand, tone and tenor is different.
Right.
When he talks to 20, 30, say bureaucrats, tone and tenor is different. So learn the nuances of communication and use the right words. For example, let me share with you. I think last 10 or 20 years, I'm sick of hearing the word. When I tell a student, it was wonderful being with you, the student will always say, sir, it was my pleasure. No, this is wrong English. This is wrong English. And this I'm talking with a very sharp brains. गोल्डमैन सैक्स जैसी नौकरी कर रहे हैं वो इस तरह की इंग्लिश बोलते हैं. अब आपको सही शब्दों का प्रयोग ही नहीं पता. So when it comes to communication, use of right words. And for UPSC, the single most important thing is not only use of right words, use of right sentences and learn to know when to stop. When to stop is the most critical quality a UPSC aspirant should have. That means brevity, that means clarity, that means comprehensiveness, and that means knowing packaging. पहला sentence क्या होगा, last sentence क्या होगा. And all this will come with practice. So these are the things I would suggest one should prepare.
Got it, sir. Sir, can I ask you 5 things that a UPSC aspirant should not do if they want to clear the exam?
One is to be keeping away from social media.
Okay. Keep away from social media. Okay.
Second is to keep away from negative people.
Okay.
Which is very important. And third thing is don't go to read useless notes. Because those notes are normally so generic.
They will not serve the purpose.
I mean, you may feel happy, but it doesn't serve the purpose. So these are some of the things which come to my mind immediately.
Understood.
I may not have said 5, but anyway.
This is good, sir.
Yeah.
They are worth their weight in gold, especially the first one about social media.
Yeah.
The whole
I
thing.
think that I believe most of them, I think, realize it.
They do realize it.
First one, they realize it, but the other things that sources of information is where they are doing mistake.
Right. And the negativity too, which I guess brings me to my last question.
Yeah.
It encompasses everything we have spoken about. Mindset.
Absolutely.
The mindset.
Absolutely.
How do you define a healthy mindset that will be fit to get success?
I would think at this point in life, what I have learnt on this subject
Sir.
is to always keep a good company. That's it.
Really, is that simple?
It's that simple. You see, आप अच्छे आदमी के साथ रहते हैं तो बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट आपकी लर्निंग होती है. जब आपकी लर्निंग होती है तो हैप्पीनेस आती है. जब आप हैप्पी होते हैं तब आपकी लर्निंग होती है. दिस इज अ साइकिल. And this will automatically happen when you are in the company of good people. So for me, the easiest way to succeed in life is to make good friends, keep good company. That's the easiest way in life, with the least of the effort, because you are enjoying also. And for me, if you are not enjoying life, then success has no meaning.
By that definition, and today I have had some success because I have had good company.
That's being very sweet and kind of you.
No, but it is also being true, sir.
That's being very sweet and kind of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your time and for your energy and for being the way you are.
Thank you so much.
And if I can just end by saying, I just wish that I had teachers like you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.